Hello there, welcome to Saber Duel Gaming, where we always take the high ground, and welcome to the Dueling Sabers quiz. Across the year, we will see 4 of my favourite YouTubers going head to head in a round robin tournament to see who gets this fantastic Saber Duel Gaming trophy. Only one can win it, and today we will see 2 more contestants go head to head as Razor is Retro and RetroCrisis get their first game in, going head to head with each other. But before they do, we want to hear from both of these fantastic gamers.
Saber Duel Gaming, thanks for having me on the quiz. Very much appreciate it. And Raza is Retro, wishing you the best of luck. Hopefully you don't destroy me too badly.
Hey, you know something, brother? It is your friend Raza is Retro, and I am the leader of the Retro World Order, and I just want to give my best wishes to the legend himself, RetroCrisis.
Razor is Retro there, channeling his inner Hulk Hogan, and we are now going to get started with our competition, brother, as we begin our games with round 1. And for round 1, it is simple, 5 questions. Each of our contestants will be asked 5 questions, and we'll see who gets the most points. Which of these games had a movie based on it that was itself adapted back into a game of the movie? Was it A, Street Fighter, B, Silent Hill, C, Super Mario Bros., or D, Double Dragon? It was A, Street Fighter, and both Razor is Retro and RetroCrisis nailed that one. In the original Streets of Rage, how many characters were you free to choose from? Was it A, 2, B, 3, C, 4, or D, your character was chosen for you? The answer is B, 3, and Razor is Retro takes an early lead as RetroCrisis selects C. Which cartoon character was originally considered for the role of Jumpman or Mario in the original Donkey Kong? Was it A, Mickey Mouse, B, Snoopy, C, Tintin, or D, Popeye? It was D, Popeye, and we are all level again as Razor is Retro goes for A, Mickey Mouse. What was the name for the trilogy of Spyro games when re-released as a package on the PS4? Was it A, Reignited Trilogy, B, the Scaled Up Trilogy, C, the Flaming Hot Trilogy, or D, the Complete Trilogy? It was A, the Reignited Trilogy, and Razor is Retro now slips behind, picking D as RetroCrisis takes the lead. In the original Super Mario Bros., on what level would you find the first warp pipe? Was it A, 2-2, B, 1-2, C, 1-3, or D, 2-1? It was B, level 1-2, and with RetroCrisis picking D, we end the round all square. So, at the end of the first round, both Razor is Retro and RetroCrisis are level on 3 points each. And that keeps us even as we head into 3 pictures, 1 sound. Our contestants will have to name the characters in the 3 pictures and tell me what game that sound is from. Okay, so we are loading our first image. And here it is. Oh, that's an interesting one. Okay. Muscly guy. So, who was it? Could you figure it out? It was Turok from Turok Dinosaur Hunter, originally on the Nintendo 64. And let's see. Yes, both Razor is Retro and RetroCrisis got that one correct. As we move on to the second image. Okay, second image is loading. And here it comes. Okay, we've got a yellow star there. Some brown fur. Do you know who it was? It was Diddy Kong from the Donkey Kong series of games. And on this one, let's see how they did. Razor is Retro thought it was Donkey Kong. Close, but that is going to cost him a point. as we load up our third and final image. Okay, we've got a lot of blue, some blonde hair. Does anyone know who that was? Okay, it was Samus from Metroid Prime, usually seen in her orange spacesuit, so let's see how our guys did with her in the blue suit. Well, both of them spotted her right away, so well done to both of those guys for that one. And now we move on to the final part of this round. What's this sound? Well, who recognised that sound? It was from Sonic the Hedgehog. It was the sound of those golden rings. But let's see for this final part of this round how our guys did. Well, RetroCrisis spotted it, but Razza got it mixed up with Mario. Maybe those gold coins, and that will cost him a point. So, at the end of the second round, Razza's Retro is on 5, but RetroCrisis takes the lead with 7 points. So now we go into our third round specialist subjects. Both contestants have picked a specialist subject. Razza's Retro has picked the Street Fighter 2 games, whilst RetroCrisis has picked the Super Mario Bros. Games. Let's see how they each cope with not only their own, but the other person's chosen subject. What is the smallest number of fireworks you can get at level's end in Super Mario Bros. On the NES? Is it A, 1, B, 3, C, 5, or D, 6? It's A, 1. And while RetroCrisis got his specialist question right, Razza's Retro went for B and got this one wrong. Which was the first original Super Mario game to be re-released as a Mario Advance game on the Game Boy Advance? Was it A, Super Mario Bros., B, Super Mario Bros. 2, C, Mario Bros. 3, or D, The Lost Levels? It was B, Super Mario Bros. 2, and both people got this one right, Razza's Retro keeping himself in the mix. Which of these was seen for the very first time in Street Fighter 2? Was it A, Ken, B, Sagat, C, Ryu, or D, Chun-Li? It was D, Chun-Li, and again both guys got this one right, Razza's Retro taking advantage of his specialist subject. In Street Fighter 2, who was the only one of the 4 boss characters not to be affected by the name changes linked to Mike Tyson? Is it A, Balrog, B, Vega, C, Sagat, or D, M, Bison? It's C, Sagat, and again both guys got this question right. But how does that leave it standing? And at the end of the third round, Razza's Retro is on 8 and RetroCrisis is on 11. Now we go into our final round, which is 2 last questions. However, given that there are only 2 questions left, that actually means RetroCrisis already has the win. However, if later in the competition people are tied on wins, every individual question you get right is worthwhile, so Razza's Retro still has that to compete for. In Assassin's Creed Origins, which of these famous Egyptian figures interacts with the player? Is it A, Tutankhamun, B, Ramesses the Great, C, Cleopatra, or D, Akhenaten? It is C, Cleopatra, and whilst RetroCrisis got this one right, Razza went for Akhenaten. One more question to go. On what console were games featuring the FX chip found? Was it A, the PlayStation 2, B, the SNES, C, Nintendo 64, or D, the Atari Lynx? It was B, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, and both guys got that one right to finish the competition strong. So at the end of this game, Razza's Retro got a respectable 9 out of 15, but RetroCrisis' 13 gets him the win. And as we look on the scoreboard, the Gaming Lord 04 and RetroCrisis are both on 3 points, although the Gaming Lord did get one more question correct, giving him a narrow margin at this early stage in the competition. But before we go any further, it's time to hear off our 2 contestants today and see what they thought about their performance in this great competition.
Congratulations to RetroCrisis, but I have no shame in losing to that man. But I do want to say that question where we heard the sonic rings, I purposely answered Mario to piss off the one by the name of 16 Bits and Bobs. How does it feel, Mr. Bits and Bobs?
Razor's Retro there, keeping it chaotic as always, while showing respect to both his opponent and other fellow YouTubers. But what about RetroCrisis himself? Dude, have you got anything you want to say?
Well, I can't believe I won. That was a fluke, wasn't it? Raza, you did great, mate. I'm really proud of you. You were a worthy opponent, and I really enjoyed my time with you. Yeah, if you've got time, check out my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/RetroCrisis, where you'll find all sorts of random retro stuff.
Indeed, and you can find the links to both RetroCrisis and Razza is Retro's channels down below. I want to give a big thank you to both of them for taking part in this and to everyone who watched. And speaking of the people that watch this, if you've had a go at this quiz as you've watched, what score did you get? Comment down below, let me know. It's really exciting to see. And speaking of excitement, come back next month when we will finally see Razza is Retro and the Gaming Lord 04 go head to head. Until next time, take the high ground.